What's up, guys? Tonight I'm gonna start what will probably end up being a 2 or even a 3-part video series on getting some interior and a couple of the exterior little, I'm not even gonna call them mods. One of the things I'm gonna do, and I'll probably start out with this, is actually getting the Diode Dynamics turn signal marker lights in. I've got one that's starting to go out and I'm getting some hyper blink off that. So I'm gonna switch that out with an LED, and that's these guys here. They are the HP11s. They're ambers. This is 1157 for the WRX and STi from 08 to 14. I'm also going to upgrade my my flasher with the Diode Dynamics Smart Tap relay. So this is, I think, pretty universal for most flashers. So this is going to give us one touch signaling, so you don't have to like push the stock all the way down. And then there are like some strobe effects and things too, and I'll figure out how to program that and we'll play with it a little bit. So let's get under the hood and pop out the old marker lights and get these new ones in, and that may be it, or we may start tearing the interior apart for the next mod. So change of plans. I actually just got a call from my fiance's nephew. He's over at the mall. His car won't start. So we're gonna go over there and see what's going on with that. So I guess I'll take you guys along for the ride.
Where are we going, Jerry?
We're going to the mall.
To do what?
To fix a car. Here, let me have that for a second. I have to show our viewership what's going on with my hyperblink. This is why we are putting LED side markers in. So guys, you just saw the intro. It's actually the next day, and if you check out my Instagram, you'll know that I had a little mishap yesterday. Long story short, I got over there, parked my car in front of his to jumpstart his car that died in the parking lot at the mall, and while my car was running, charging up his battery, somebody actually backed out of a spot into my door, my passenger side front door on my STi, and you know, they did some damage. It creased the door in a couple of places and took some paint off of my door molding. So I'm actually thankful I left those on at this point. So glad those were on, because they took a lot of the impact. Unfortunately, the gentleman that backed into me wasn't as pleasant as you would hope in a situation like that, where you've just had a significant investment damaged. Things happen, accidents happen, that's why they're called accidents. But when something like that happens, you do have to take responsibility, and unfortunately he wasn't willing to take responsibility for it. Anyway, long story short, it was a rough night, so I didn't get to do the install on the side marker lights. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Not gonna go too in depth with that, but we'll do a little like time-lapse deal. If there's anything that I run into that I feel like I need to point out to you guys, I'll definitely do that. And I think I might go ahead and try to disable the DRL module as well, so when I put my my e-brake down, those DRL lights don't come on, because that's kind of annoying and I think it kind of ruins the look of the car. So let's get under the hood and do this, and hopefully we don't have any interruptions this time. Alright guys, so since I have the Cobb SF intake, I'm not actually gonna take the lid off because I don't have the Allen key handy. So I'm actually gonna put my hand in through the intake duct and reach around and grab the socket for the light bulb. Alright guys, so it's just a push type, so you just push in, turn, and pull it out. Diode Dynamics HP11 for the 1157 fitment. Not 100% sure if this is directional or not, so I'm going to go ahead and test it before I put it back in the housing. Alright, so that's a lot brighter. Still have the hyper flash issue, but I think that will be taken care of with the smart tap relay. We're in. What I think is super cool about these is that they actually kind of look like the HIDs a little bit. So I don't know how well you can see that or if it's even showing up, but it looks way better than that orange bulb sitting in there. So for the driver's side, we're actually going to be popping the inner fender clips out to avoid pulling the battery. It might be a little bit easier, but I'd rather just turn the wheel, pop the clips, reach up in there and grab it. So I'll try to show you as best I can, but we're gonna cheat this a little bit so I don't have to take the battery out. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and turn you this way so you can maybe almost see what I'm doing here. I'm very fortunate to have these clips present. Alright, so we've gained access to the interior of the wheel well. And I don't think this is gonna show up very well. Alright guys, I had to pop over to my phone camera so I could show you this. Okay, so if you can see it, right there is the turn signal plug. So you're just gonna rotate that, pull it down. It's pretty long, the harness is long, so you can kind of pull it down and get it where you can get both hands on it, twist and push. So we'll do that really quick. I'll back out to my camera, then we'll pop it back in and test it, and it should be good. It's worth noting that you can also get to the fog lights, just in case you needed it now. All right, so it probably would have been easier to take the battery out in hindsight, but we got everything back together. And I think the bulbs look pretty good, so I'll take you around the front of the car and show you what that looks like. So I think that classes up the car a little bit. But let's hop in here and talk about the smart tap relay. All right guys, so for this portion, we're gonna take off this side plate on the driver's side, and then we are going to remove a couple of Phillips screws, and we'll actually be able to pull this piece down. And once we do that, we'll have access. This is kind of a little bit of a pain to get to. Bear with me, I'm gonna set the camera on the seat, so hopefully it stays put. Alright, so there's a screw down here toward the bottom, and then there's one up toward the top of the dash. Kind of want to take that plug out, just to let this thing kind of hang free. Alright, where are you? Relay. This, God only knows if you're going to be able to see it. Probably not. If you see that what kind of beigeish, it's behind the little dash frame mount. But it's back in there. We're going to pop that out. Kind of got to wiggle it out from the side there with your fingers and just kind of keep messing with it. Oh my God, there's that. This is a two-part system here. They don't tell you. Alright, so what they don't tell you is that there is an actual connector in behind. Ah shit, it's starting to rain. Well boys, this may be to be continued for tomorrow. Alright guys, day 3, and I'm really hoping the third time is a charm on this. I really want to get this wrapped up. So I'm going to finish up with the smart tap relay, and then I'm going to start pulling some interior parts off so we can start vinyl wrapping. So let's get cracking on the smart tap relay, and then we'll play with the interior pieces. All right, guys, so I just I figured I'd go ahead and start taking off the dash pieces so I can drop this entire knee bolster. That way I can have a little bit better access, because I want to do this right. I don't want to leave that thing just dangling around in there. Ah, yes. Yes! Okay, well that was horrifying. Oh, you suck. This blows, so I think I broke off a clip in here, which is what I didn't really want to do. Let's pop this vent out. Okay. This guy's getting wrapped, and I can tell already that these are just gonna be kind of a pain with all the recesses and like the vent selector. That's gonna be a challenge for sure. I'm gonna pop to the other side really quick, and then we can pull off this piece and the radio bezel, and I guess I'll just have the dash pulled apart at that point. All right guys, so same procedure for this side. We're just gonna pop this side piece off, unscrew this trim piece here from this side, and I'm gonna drop every screw on this, I swear to goodness. All right, so let's pop this off. The fact that, oh my god, I think I just cracked a clip. I did. That's awesome. So I've gotten this side loose. I'm gonna go ahead and hop back over to the other side and kind of work it from the middle over. That way I don't put any uneven pressure on anything. This should bring out the HVAC controls as well. Radio bezel. It's all held in with clips. There are no bolts in any of this. Let's get that radio bezel out of the way. So this is very delicate. I'm like super paranoid about this. Okay. And there was the clip that I thought I broke that I definitely broke, so hopefully that wasn't super important. Okay. We've got 4 bolts that get the HVAC controls off. I'm gonna have to wash this thing. It's a filthy mess behind here. Now that we've gotten the dash trim out, we've gotten the knee bolster out, and on the ground, I'm gonna go ahead and get back up underneath here and try to get this relay out again. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but this thing is fighting me so hard. So there's a channel that this flasher slides back into, and it's on what, when you're looking at it, it's on the bottom. Oh my god, you're kidding me right now. There's got to be an easier way to do that. So if you're ever wondering what it looks like, it looks just like the smart tap relay, but if you want to go back stock, here's the Subaru part number. Let's get this new one in. It's much easier to get back in than it was to get out. Guys, I just have to tell you, Diode Dynamics really does a good job with their LED lighting and all of the fitments and things, just the quality of what they do. I've run Diode Dynamics on all of my WRXs, STIs, my Outback, Ram Mega Cab. Personally, I've had great experience with everything that they have for the VA chassis and now the GR chassis. I have all of their LEDs inside the car as well. Map light, dome light, which you can see right there, as well as the trunk lights. Really impressed with their stuff. But yeah, I'll bring you guys back out and show you what it looks like at night. All right, how about a little cold start? Okay guys, so I just realized that I forgot to give you the DRL mod. So I'm gonna hop on the phone camera, get up inside my wheel well, and unplug this bad boy, and then I will show you what the Diode Dynamics turn signals and the smart tap relay do whenever you actually hook them up and program them. Alright, so you see that bad boy right there next to your horn. Yo! That's your horn. So you're just gonna unplug that. Literally, that's all it is. And I will get some electrical tape and wrap that up, but that's all it really is. Just unplugging that bad boy, and that will disable your DRLs when your handbrake is down. Let's see what we got. That's better. A little strobe function here.